Okie dokie, it's corner time. And we're gonna apply some mud and apply some tape in this corner. I'm gonna make ease of this and show you how to do it. So I'm using the all-purpose tub of pre-mixed mud, no secret. Just take the lid off and get you a little mud pan. I suggest using a mud pan. Your work's gonna be so much better opposed to use a metal knife and a metal mud pan. I suggest you can do what you want. I'm gonna apply some mud inside this pan. I'm gonna put this lid back on so this doesn't dry out, and I'm gonna bring you in close. Okay, so here we are. All I'm doing is taking a little bit of mud at a time. And you can see where I ended right here from the 10-foot ceiling going down. I ended right here. So you can see you don't have to run the tape from the ceiling down. You can overlap them. So there's that. Applying a little bit of mud in this corner. Just like this. And you can drag it out like that. It's kind of hard at this angle. I'm not used to working at this angle. But yeah, you're just applying the mud in this corner all the way down. And you want to get it, smash it in these corners. Is dragging my mud knife lightly. You don't want to squeeze all the mud out because the tape has to stick to something. You can see there's a little low spot right here. I'm going to go ahead and fill that back in. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Put it where I need it and roll it down to the floor. I'm going to rip it with my hands. Nothing fancy. Okay. And I always make sure that it's straight after I cut it. I make sure it's pretty good. And then you want to fold that corner. It folds easier one way than the other. So it folds easier this way. So let's do that. And gently press it inside that corner against the wall. Place it where you want it and apply a little bit of pressure, but not too much. And you can see we're up too tall, so I'm gonna rip it right here with my fingers. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now we've got this corner built with a light pressure. I'm gonna take my mud knife and slowly go down a couple of feet and lightly, very lightly, drag that mud up towards the top on both sides. Very lightly. And then after making your first couple of passes very lightly, make a harder pass. A little bit more pressure. And a little bit more pressure each time. And that's going to be good. That's going to be all I need to do right there. Okay. Make a few passes, squeeze all that extra mud out. Okay. Now I'm going to continue. I'm going to drag this going down towards the ground and do the same thing. Very light. Very light. And when you're getting down to the bottom, you're going to get junk all over your mud knife. And you don't want to drag that junk back up through your nice work. So that's why I sling everything off on the ground. Because I don't want all this crusty stuff inside my nice work. It's very gross. Stuff at the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to apply a very light second coat over the top of that. And this might, I don't don't know if this is just easy for me now since I've been doing this so long or what, but this is how I do it. If you don't feel comfortable doing 2 coats in the first coat to maximize your profits and your gains, you can always do this in a 3-step system instead of a 2-step system. So don't get discouraged if you can't do this. If you start doing this and it messes up everything, then just quit it and let it dry and come back to it the next day. Okay, you're my witness. This is coat 1. And I just applied this tape and it already literally can be sanded tomorrow and painted. I'm gonna go ahead and do another coat tomorrow and maybe even a 3rd touch-up coat over the entire room. I shine a flashlight on everything and fill in any low spots. I do a flashlight system first to make sure that everything looks okay before I start priming, and then after I prime the walls, I make any adjustments last minute to make sure that I'm satisfied with everything. But there is first coat, how to do a corner. I'm not going to do a second coat on a corner. You can check out my how to do a second coat. I've already made a video on that. The same thing applies here. Once this dries, it's going to be phenomenal and it's going to be amazing. I'm not going to have to hardly do anything tomorrow except for look at my work and make sure that it dried right.